Have you ever dreamed of saving a relationship, but old grudges and pride held you back? Maybe you wanted things to be right with your brother again, but you told yourself, it's too late now. Maybe you believed love and sacrifice could change everything. Yet deep down, you thought, we can never be one again. Then a small animal appeared. Not very powerful, not very valuable, not very important. Yet it carried the power to change every heart. What if I told you that the distance between two brothers was only a single moment of courage and love? This is the story of two broken hearts and a bull that was about to change everything. Stay with us until the end, because what you are about to witness will change your heart forever. It was a hot afternoon. Silence had settled over the village streets. The bull, who had been with the brothers for years, suddenly sat down on the ground. His breaths were heavy and restless. The younger brother, Ahmed, immediately ran toward him, fear and worry clearly visible in his eyes. "Father! Brother! The bull! What happened to him?" Ahmed shouted loudly. But the bull could not respond. The elder brother, Fahad, who was standing a short distance away, fell silent at the sight of the bull. There was concern in his eyes, yet because of pride, he could not step forward. Old bitterness suddenly rushed into his mind. Childhood fights, disputes over land, Oitim, and the day they both drifted apart from each other. Stroking the bull's head, Ahmed said, "Brother, we have to save him. This is your land's bull, and you know how much your father loved him." Fahad blinked. His heart wanted to say something, but the words were stuck. With every passing moment, the bull's breathing grew heavier. Ahmed prayed silently in his heart, "May God save him." And then that moment arrived. The bull suddenly tried to rise onto his feet, but with a jolt, he fell back onto the ground. Ahmed's heart was pounding. For the first time, a flicker of fear appeared in Fahad's eyes. The bull's condition had become so critical that it seemed he might never rise again. And now the brothers would have to decide, could they forget their old grudges and work together? The bull was lying on the ground, struggling to breathe. Ahmed immediately tried to bring water and fodder. Fear and responsibility were both visible in his eyes. "Brother, we have to save him now," Ahmed said, looking toward Fahad. But Fahad just stood there silently. Ahmed stood beside the bull, gently stroking his head, and began speaking to him. "Bull, we will not leave you. Just stay strong. You will survive." Fahad finally stepped forward, but there was firmness and pride in his voice. "We will save him, but you know how all this started." Ahmed blinked. His heart wanted to forget the old bitterness. He knew the bull's life was the most important thing. Both brothers sat beside the bull, gave him fodder, offered him water, and kept a constant watch on his condition. Days passed, and the bull's condition kept worsening, frightening them with every moment. Tears filled Ahmed's eyes, and Fahad's hidden concern was now beginning to show. "Can we really save him?" Ahmed said in a weak voice. Fahad replied, "We have to try, no matter how late it gets." But just as that moment came, the bull suddenly jerked on the ground once again. Ahmed saw his condition and grabbed Fahad firmly, saying, "Brother, this is very serious. If we delay, then..." The bull's life was in danger day by day, and both brothers knew that now even a single wrong step could end everything. The bull's condition was worsening day by day, but Ahmed did not lose hope. He sat beside the lamp all night, listening to the sound of the bull's breathing. Fahad also stood there silently, carrying feelings of anxiety and regret in his heart. Ahmed said, "Brother, do you remember how, in childhood, we used to pull him through the fields and play? He was our best friend." Softness appeared in Fahad's eyes. He quietly came closer to Ahmed and, stroking the bull's head, said, "Yes. And I always treated him harshly when you tried to save him." Both brothers sat with the bull, childhood memories filling their minds. The day the bull first came to their home, a time when they were both busy feeding him milk and playing with him. With tearful eyes, Ahmed said, "Maybe this is the time for us to forget all our mistakes and save him." The bull's eyes slowly opened, but his breathing was still heavy. Fahad looked at Ahmed and said, "If we had both abandoned him, maybe this moment would not have come." Ahmed replied gently, "It's not too late now, brother. We just have to stand together." But suddenly, the bull's breathing became even faster. Ahmed looked at Fahad in fear. This is becoming more dangerous. The bull's illness had become extremely critical, and the brothers knew that now even a single moment's mistake could end everything. The bull's condition was getting worse, day by day. Ahmed stayed awake beside him all night, while Fahad stood silently outside, lost in thought. Both of their hearts were beating for the same purpose, but pride and old grudges had made the atmosphere heavy. In anger and fear, Ahmed said to Fahad, "Brother, why are you still silent?" "We have to do everything to save him," Fahad replied in a firm tone. "And you think you can do everything alone? I am part of this too, Ahmed. You just keep following your own way." The argument was growing, but a faint groan from the bull made them both pause. Ahmed said softly, "Look, his life is in our hands. Old bitterness won't make any difference right now." Fahad took a deep breath. Aqwi, the anger in his heart softened a little, and he stepped closer to Ahmed. Both brothers stood around the bull, looking into each other's eyes. Ahmed said, "Brother, we have already delayed too much, but there is still a chance. We have to save him." Fahad nodded and said, "Yes, together. Just together." But just as they were about to step forward, the bull suddenly collapsed heavily onto the ground. The water vessel slipped from Ahmed's hand, and a wave of fear rushed through Fahad's heart. The bull's life was now at an extremely dangerous stage, and Ahmed and Fahad knew that the next step, whether right or wrong, could change everything. The bull's condition had now become extremely critical. Ahmed and Fahad both sat in the stillness of the night, hearts pounding as they watched the bull. Every breath felt like a struggle. Ahmed said forcefully, "We have to save him, brother. If we don't act now." Fahad, instead of stopping him, said, "Yes, Ahmed. And this time, we must do everything together. I am leaving my pride behind. Let's just save the bull." They prepared special medicine for the bull, gave him fodder and water. Ahmed silently prayed in his heart, and Fahad too quietly prayed for the bull's recovery. A moment came when the bull opened his eyes for the first time and slowly lifted his head. Tears of joy filled Ahmed's eyes, and Fahad's pride completely melted away. Look, he's rising," Ahmed shouted with happiness. Fahad laughed and said, "Yes, this is our bull. And we saved him." Around the bull, there was a bright moment of the brothers' love and sacrifice. Every old grudge, every fight, faded in that instant. They realized that everything is only possible when together. But just as they were celebrating, the bull closed his eyes and breathed lightly. Ahmed and Fahad both grew fearful. This moment was not yet complete relief. The bull's health was still fragile, and the next moment would decide everything. Could this effort of love and sacrifice become a complete success? Dawn was approaching. The bull's condition had improved slightly, moving out of danger. Ahmed and Fahad sat exhausted, yet filled with happiness. Ahmed stroked the bull's head and said, "You've taught us that love and sacrifice are the greatest power." Fahad, with tears in his eyes, replied, well, yes, and I have realized how much pride and old bitterness have hurt us. Ahmed, forgive me for never understanding you before." Ahmed hugged Fahad, and the brothers stood together around the bull. The bull slowly opened his eyes, looking toward the brothers as if he was celebrating with them. Ahmed said, "Look, brother, he's happy too, with us." Fahad smiled and said, "Yes, this moment will never be forgotten." The bull took his first step on his own, and then the brothers held his sides to guide him toward the fields. The three of them, 2 humans and 1 bull, walked together. Every step a symbol of love and sacrifice. All past grudges, fights, and anger faded away. A small animal had not only been saved, but had also revived the love that had filled the brothers' hearts. Ahmed silently said, "This bull is not just a life. It is the light of our hearts." Fahad nodded and said, "It's now we will never be apart, no matter what challenges come." This moment was filled with joy, peace, and love. The bull had regained health. The brothers' hearts were united, and in the village, this moment of light would be remembered forever.